72 hours. No phone, no social media, literally zero notifications. Welcome to this explainer, where we're going to dive into the fascinating 3-day journey of going fully offline. We're going to look at what actually physically happens to your brain when you pull the plug. If you've been feeling totally overwhelmed by screen time lately and you're wondering what a real break looks like, you are in the exact right place. Let's get right into it. Okay, so right off the bat, we need to contrast two very different realities. On one hand, you've got this idealized, highly aesthetic version of a detox you see all over the internet. You know, the Instagram detox. It looks incredibly peaceful, absolutely perfect, like you achieve instant zen the second you toss your phone in a drawer. But the messy reality? The real detox involves genuine boredom, mild anxiety, and honestly, a pretty heavy sense of missing out. It's not a luxury spa retreat, guys. It's a physiological adjustment. Section 1. The 72-hour experiment. To really grasp why this happens, we have to map out this experiment chronologically and see exactly how the brain physically reacts and adapts over 3 days. Our journey follows a pretty straightforward timeline. Day 1 starts off with this incredibly rocky, jagged withdrawal phase. That's the messy reality we literally just talked about. But as we push through into day 2, we hit this amazing attention rebound. And finally, by day 3, that jagged, crazy start smooths out entirely into pure, focused clarity. It's a totally predictable path from chaos to calm, as long as you know the science behind what's happening up in your head. Which brings us to part 2, the withdrawal phase. This is the first uphill climb and definitely the toughest part, because it's an absolute shock to your system. The absolute tipping point here is 48 hours. Behavioral researchers consistently find that the first 24 to 48 hours are, physiologically speaking, the absolute hardest. Why? Because you've trained your brain to expect constant novelty. It wants those frequent little rewards. So abruptly pulling the plug creates a genuine withdrawal response. Your brain is actively hunting for its usual stimulation, which makes those first 2 days feel like you're trekking straight up a mountain. And that leads directly to a feeling we all know entirely too well: FOMO, the fear of missing out. It's this anxious pull that hits its peak early on, right when your digital habits are still super fresh. But the truly fascinating thing, it's how incredibly fast that anxiety evaporates. As you keep going, that anxious pull just completely disappears the second you realize, oh wait, the world keeps spinning perfectly fine without me. Honestly, people often say that realization is the most reassuring part of the whole shebang. Before you hit that Zen moment, though, you're almost guaranteed to experience this highly relatable micro-moment, the phantom reach. You know the feeling. It's instinctively reaching into an empty pocket for a phone that simply isn't there, maybe while you're just standing quietly waiting in line at the store. It totally proves just how deeply ingrained our unconscious, habitual, reward-seeking behaviors actually are. The toughest part isn't some massive dramatic craving, it's those tiny reflexive urges that sneak up on you during the normal pauses of your day. So because of all this, your day 1 brain feels foggy, cluttered, and like it's desperately searching for a quick dopamine hit. If you try this and you feel totally scattered by that first afternoon, do not panic. This discomfort is temporary. It literally just means the reset is working and it's teeing us up perfectly for the next super rewarding phase. Section 3, the attention rebound. Let's move into day 2, where the fog finally clears and we see a very real, noticeable cognitive shift. We hit what researchers call the attention rebound. Basically, this is the surprisingly fast recovery of your brain's ability to sustain focus on a single task once you stop the constant digital interruptions. Studies show that taking even a short break from the endless merry-go-round of task switching and notifications lets your sustained attention bounce back lightning fast. It's honestly mind-blowing how quickly the brain heals itself when we just get out of its way. Suddenly, you start feeling tangible benefits. People report massive improvements in their focus and memory retention in just a matter of days. But the absolute best part? It's the capacity for richer, longer, in-person conversations. Think about it. When your attention isn't split between the friends sitting right across from you and a phone buzzing in your pocket, you can actually give them your full attention. People report feeling profoundly more present. It's a total game changer. Part 4, your detox starter kit. Now that we know the science and the awesome cognitive rewards waiting on the other side, how do we actually survive those jagged first 48 hours without throwing in the towel? You absolutely need a practical setup beforehand. First things first, set clear boundaries about exactly how long you're disconnecting. Next, notify your friends and family so they don't freak out when you mysteriously drop off the grid. And finally, prepare analog replacement activities. Look, an unstructured detox with literally nothing to do is practically guaranteed to fail early. If you don't give your brain a soft landing pad, it's going to go right back to the screen. So, what exactly is a landing pad? You need super low-effort analog replacements ready to roll. We're talking a really good book, a blank notebook for drawing, writing, or honestly just staring at. A solid pair of walking shoes. You're going to use these things to fill up the quiet moments, like waiting for your coffee to brew, that used to be prime scrolling time. These are old analog hobbies that probably quietly vanished from your routine, just waiting to be rediscovered. Part 5. The Post-Detox Reset. It's super important to remember that this whole 3-day experiment is exactly that, an experiment. We're not talking about taking a permanent vow of digital silence here. Instead, it's a giant reset button to help you truly see your relationship with your tech. And it leaves us with this incredibly powerful thought. 72 hours off your phone teaches you more about your habits than a whole year of good intentions. Once you actually feel that phantom reach, once you experience the crystal clear clarity of the attention rebound, you are equipped with the tools to make intentional tech choices going forward. Remember, you control the phone, it doesn't control you. So taking a look at your own daily screen time, isn't it about time you discovered what your brain actually feels like after 72 hours offline?